Hello folks, welcome to my cruise. We're out cruising today. We've been getting rain every day for the last almost 2 weeks, and almost every day. And if it hadn't been raining, you've been mowing, trying to catch up and mow all that grass that all that rain's bringing. So today's cruise day. Seems like I haven't been on a cruise in this thing in forever. So anyway, won't be very long one, so stay tuned and let's take a cruise and talk about it. Alright, well, guess I'll do some updates on this thing. Number one update, I guess, is the air conditioning. Well, it ain't gonna happen this year. We had a bad storm blow through last night, and there's all kinds of debris on the road here. Okay. I went ahead, Chuck brung me another jug of nitrogen, and I hooked it up and I charged the system up to, well, when I got to about 130 psi, something popped around the VIR/POA valve. And it leaked pretty heavy until it got down to about 115 or 110. Then it quit. And but then after that point, there was a slow leak, and at that valve. So I don't know if it blew a seal or blew a valve or what. But I believe that was my leak and not the compressor. So the compressor may be good. Another update on it is that the compressor, I went to change the oil in it. I figured, well, let's check the oil and change it. Well, there wasn't any oil in it, none. So I put 8 ounces in it, and I stood it on in for a week. Then I rotated it around and spun it around, and there's a possibility that by putting oil in there and getting those seals wet again, it could have sealed him up somewhat. But the VIR/POA valve is toast. It's leaking. From what I understand, you can get them rebuilt, but a lot of people say, why in the world do that? Get a VIR eliminator. That's the way to go. And so I'm gonna think about that. There's kits out there that you can get a compressor, the VIR eliminator, which is your dryer, expansion valve, and a restrictor, and two pressure lines off the compressor, and for a pretty good price. And it's a Sandin, I think, the compressor, but which is supposed to be more efficient, more economical. So I don't know, we'll see. Right now we're in about the mid 80s, and it's comfortable enough. So long story short, air conditioning isn't going to happen. And well, I learned a lot about air conditioning. Before I used to think it was FM. Now I kind of I'm dangerous. So I can hook gauges up, know where to hook them up, kind of know what I'm looking for. Look ready to start doing any air conditioning work. But anyway, big mud, water puddles. Like I said, we had a bad storm blow through. Another update. Well, happy birthday to the vet. I have, when this video publishes, I will have had this vet a year. So it's been 1 year old to me today. So, and I've had to do all kinds. I mean, if you've followed along, I know a lot of you all are reluctantly following me because you'd rather see me doing the stove bolt stuff, and I don't blame you. But if you follow along on this Corvette stuff, you've seen I've had to do a whole lot of maintenance, a whole lot of nitpicky kind of repairs, basically wear and tear kind of repairs. You know, stuff that just that's wore out, needed repaired, and all the previous owners didn't do, or they did a poor job of the repair. So anyway, right now, so all the repairs seem to be good, and this update will be on a modification. I have changed the way the vacuum and mechanical advance operates on this 75 L48 350 engine. Now, I don't know, from when I got it, it had problems. Had a miss that would change, you know, I'd fix this, that, or the other, needed tune up, everything. Everything I did to it improved it. It would move this miss around, okay? Well, and I always thought, you know, for a 350, this thing's kind of anemic, you know? I put a 300 horsepower 350 in the GMC, and that GMC, you know, it would move out. This vet couldn't compare when I first got it. So I changed the way I do the advancing in it. I read some papers. I've said his name many times, and I'll link the name across here. Should roll across here, pop up, and it'll be in the description. A link. Lars Grinsrud. He's got some papers that I decidedly followed to the T, and it's woke this engine up. Now, it's not making it an L82. It's not making it a 300 horsepower 350. But compared to how it performed when I first got it, 100% improvement. Ooh, look out. Oh, man. I just had to slow down. There was no going around it. And but I got it all on the tires, so I didn't get up and get no oil pan or nothing. You got to be concerned about ground clearance on these things. Even though this car has got pretty good ground clearance for a vet. But anyway, I'll get into explaining the modification pretty in depth here in a moment. Let's enjoy some of the cruise. House Mountain. What we got here? I don't know if that picked it up, but bunch of branches laying across the road. Well, I'm coming up on a pit stop, and I'm definitely going to have to use it. So I'll be right back. This is a great hike too. All right, I'm back. Ooh, I had a load off my mind there, let me tell you. All right, beautiful day still, beautiful day for a cruise. Glad y'all are along. Now, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about the tune I've got on this engine. Now, number one, I'm not going to claim that this thing is the most powerful 350 that I've drove, because it's not. It's nowhere near. But that said, it is now performing up to at least where I think it should be. And a lot of that has to do with this custom tune I've done to it. I'm going to go ahead and link some stuff here to the steps I took to get to this point. But basically, what I did was I lightened the springs on the mechanical advanced flyweights so they would open sooner and quicker. So they'll reach the maximum mechanical advance a lot faster than they did on the stock springs. It's a Moroso kit that comes with 3 different ratings of springs, and I ended up settling on the middle, the silver springs. That was a big improvement, but I still had the lingering problems that I had from day one of an intermittent miss at a cruising speed, when it would change. I'd do a tune-up, new plugs, plug wires. It went from 40 mile an hour to 80 mile an hour. In other words, it was really unusual. I even thought it was carburetor, so I pulled carburetor, did some work on it. There's a link around here somewhere on the Quadrajet, and there wasn't anything wrong with it. So I started reading these papers from Lars Grimsrud, and on the history. Basically, it was like a history lesson on vacuum advance and the timing through the years on internal combustion engines. So I was skeptical because I was trained. I mean, I was officially trained to use ported vacuum at idle. In other words, you want no vacuum advance at idle. You only get that until you accelerate. And there will be people that will debate me on this. I'm sure that that's how it should be. Well, I'm going to tell you, between the springs modification and going to full manifold vacuum at idle modification, this engine has never ran as good as it is right now. I mean, it'll even lay rubber from a standing stop, and it never would do that before. It only chirps, but that's, that's all right, because I don't lay rubber anyway. I don't want to buy no tires right now. So let's change view here. But I went to full manifold vacuum. Now, in order to implement full manifold vacuum correctly, you have to make sure some other parameters are correct, and they're easy to adjust and correct when you do it. The primary, now I'm going to give you some numbers and it's going to blow you away. Some of you all know this, and it's just a review. But with full manifold vacuum advanced setup now, this is the settings this engine is set to. Alright, first off, the main setting you want to find is the maximum mechanical advance. In other words, you want to find the RPM at that point when the mechanical advance flyweight's no longer open. Ooh, somebody's coming out. All right. And it can be anywhere from 2,800 RPM all the way up to 4,000. It just depends upon the spring tension on the mechanical flyweights. And what you want to set to is 36 degrees maximum. In other words, you run your RPM up to 5,000 RPM. You do not want to see mechanical advance over 36 degrees. All right? Getting in traffic now. But now, this engine hits it at about 2,900 to 3,000 RPM, and it won't advance anymore. And you have to disconnect your vacuum advance and plug it to find this setting. Now, all the other settings fall in line after this. All right? So once you set your maximum mechanical advance, maximum mechanical only advance to 36 degrees before top dead center, what my idle mechanical only advance now, the initial timing, okay, is 17.5. I can see you raising your eyebrows, saying that man's crazy. His valves are going to tang and pang, and he's going to pre-detonate, and he's going to blow a hole in his piston. It don't. That's it. Well, it don't. But that's not the kicker, all right? Now, we've not hooked up any vacuum in any way or shape or form. That's 17.5 degrees before top dead center. Initial timing is fine, okay? So, we got that set. Now what we want to do is plug a full manifold vacuum to the distributor and see what the idle timing goes to at that point. So I did that, and it comes out to, believe it or not, I don't have my paperwork with me, I believe it's 26 degrees before top dead center. Yep. And guess what? No ping, no pang, no pre-detonation. And of course now it's going to raise your idle, so you're going to have to set your idle back down to your correct idle speed. Now you want your idle speed per the factory spec, which for this vet, with this 350 in this vet, it's 600 to 650 RPM in gear. So in order to get that setting in gear, I have to set to about 800 to 850 in neutral or park. So basically, you put it in gear, it drops about 200 RPM. All right. Now, there's one more setting to be concerned with, and this is what the maximum mechanical and vacuum advance is. So you run your RPM back up to that maximum point where no more advance occurs, and you do not want to see anything above 51 degrees. Matter of fact, you really don't want to see 51 degrees. But 51 degrees before top dead center is the absolute maximum you want to see. Alright? If it's above that, you're going to have to do something about your vacuum advance unit in the distributor. I ended up replacing mine. And I'll link here, it'll pop up the part number, and I'll put it in the description. But what it did is it limited my vacuum advance from like 12 to 13 all the way down to 8, around 8 to 9. And so I fall, my maximum mechanical and vacuum advance now comes in at about 46 to 47 degrees before top dead center. mile per gallon. So, they're turning around. All right. And everything I've done is done it. So right now I'm sitting at around 15 to 15 and a half mile per gallon. And that's with mainly cruising. We'll see if that improves it. And it's also supposed to make it run cooler. Now, you'd have to read the papers to get the full gist of it, but basically, by going with full manifold vacuum at idle and at cruise, your engine is burning more efficiently. At steady cruise and idle, basically the engine's not getting enough fuel to run efficiently. Oh, that place already went under. That's a shame. So it's not getting enough fuel to run efficiently. So by advancing the timing, it gives it more time to burn that fuel mixture and it makes it efficient. So that's the gist of it. So anyway, I know that's a long story, but I'm telling you, it's a tremendous improvement. I have no pain going up any hill, under any load, none. Get to a curvy port here. Let's check it out. The 49 Chevy truck, there ain't a thing wrong with it. It's just sitting there. I was hoping to get some body work done with it, but well, I ain't done it. I haven't done it. So I don't know, I might just fill it up and start driving it some. I want to run this a little bit more and enjoy this a little bit more before I get back on the truck. But I can tell by the views that the truck is the star of the show. Anyway. nice cruise. I got it pulled over here in the service slot. We're going to do check a few things out and let the Chevy truck get a little bit of windshield time. So while we got it here, I may even finish up a project that I started a while back. I don't know. We'll see, because I got to jack it back up. But anyway, I hope everything's going good with you and yours. Everything's going good here. Can't complain. Won't do me no good to complain anyway. Just take care of the business and carry on. So have a good one, and I hope to see you around on the next one. See you.